I did. I wanted to talk a little bit about personalization and how. So Reed was right that there are positives and negatives. For the consumer, I think it's positive in that it helps you cut through and filter through the unbelievable volume of content that's out there. As a business, it's a little terrifying for us because we have to figure out how to parse through as much data as we have. Big data, it wouldn't be a panel if I didn't use a buzzword, big data. But for us to now have a magazine that is actually smarter than the reader. This magazine will know that you're flying to Seoul to have a meeting with Samsung, and you land in Seoul, and it should present you with news related to you, which is something about a Samsung-Apple patent war, the weather in Seoul, of course, but whatever else is relevant to the meeting that you're going to have. So you go into your meeting armed with talking points for casual conversation as well as business conversation. So that's something that's really important for a media company, for us, to figure out how do we present a personalized Atlantic or Quartz or National Journal for the reader. So Tom's Atlantic should be different from Reed's. It should be the same brand, but it should be different algorithmically curated content. We're not quite there yet, but there are some companies that do this very well. Companies like Mashable, with their velocity engine, they basically predictively can determine what will be viral before it goes viral and curate their homepage based upon this data. This is something that goes completely against what an old brand does, and it's something that's, again, change management internally and culturally. It's something that's going to take a long time for older brands to adopt this methodology.
If I could just add on to that, what this sort of idea that you can predict what's going to be popular is something that Mashable and BuzzFeed and all these folks do. If you just do that, you have no mission. And then all you want to do is sell ads and get page views, that's great. That does not seem like a sustainable business strategy. And I think that BuzzFeed and Mashable certainly have a little bit more sophisticated of a strategy than that. But what it does bring up is, and this is a challenge I have as a manager in these organizations. I had it at the White House. I think we're going to see that challenge at the State Department as well, is that you have to be nimble and flexible in terms of what you're talking about, how you're talking about it on a cycle of days, hours, weeks, but certainly not at the cycle that government institutions are used to operating at. So how do you solve for that? You have to put forward a framework that everyone gets about your mission. Henry Ford said that people had asked for horse buggies and not cars, but their mission was still to help people get to a place. How do you project a flexible framework and then allow people to be responsive within it? Mashable talks about technology and gadgets. That's always consistent. They're not just chasing the most popular story. They have a framework, and then within it, they're able to be opportunistic and nimble.